Hello, dear students. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you? Myself, SP Sir, full form you know already, Shuprasad Sir. Dear students, within few seconds, your today's business studies lecture is going to start. I'm saying within few seconds, your business studies video lecture is going to start. My dear students, get ready with your pen and copy. As I have already told you that while watching my video lectures, you should note down all the points discussed step by step as it is discussed in the video lectures. You also should note down. I call it rough notes. So within few seconds, hardly within 5 seconds, we are going to start our video lectures. Once again, welcome. Here we go. Let's start our today's video lecture. My dear students, welcome. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Once again, welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My dear students, myself, SP Sir. Full form you know already, Shuprasad Sir. So, dear students, today that is on 6th October. Today is 6th October 2020. Dear students, in our today's 11th business studies lecture, as you know already that we have been discussing the chapter number 7, that is sources of business finance. Sources of business finance. Dear students, in this chapter, that is chapter number 7, I have taken a number of video lectures. I hope that you must have watched all the video lectures of this chapter, that is your sources of business finance. In my last video lecture, I had discussed with you borrowed funds, the source of business finance, and under the heading borrowed funds, I had discussed with you commercial banks. Means our main heading is borrowed funds, the source of raising business finance for companies, and the subtopic, main topic is borrowed funds, and in that our subtopic I had discussed with you commercial banks as the source of short-term and medium-term source of financing. So dear students, in the last lecture we can say that commercial banks we have finished. So far in borrowed funds, I have discussed with you in the first video lecture of borrowed funds, I had discussed with you trade credits and public deposits. It was our first video lecture on the sources of raising borrowed funds. But before that, one more video was that, video lecture was there. What was that? In detail, I had discussed with you that what is borrowed funds or borrowed finance. After that, the second video lecture was on the trade credits and public deposits. Okay, as short-term and medium-term source of business finance. Then the third video lecture of the same topic, that is borrowed funds, I started with you people debentures. In that third video lecture, we discussed about meaning and definition of debentures. After that, next video lecture, that is a fourth video lecture, I discussed with you the merits of debentures, then demerits of debentures. Then the last video lecture I discussed with you commercial banks as source of short-term and medium-term financing. So like this, number of video lectures. Yes, I have taken on the same topic, that is sources of business finance. So today, as I told you that, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Dear students, once again I am the present over here with the same chapter, that is sources of business finance of your 11th business studies. Topic is same, borrowed funds, but today our subtopic is different. Today we are going to talk about financial institutions, as we had discussed in the last video lecture, commercial banks. So that's why in this lecture we are going to talk about financial institutions. So let's start. The main topic is borrowed funds. Borrowed funds, and under this number of subtopics. Just I told you the series of video lectures, and our today's topic is financial institutions. Dear students, let's start our today's discussion. Attend here everybody. I want complete attention towards my voice. Attend here everybody. So, financial institutions. 1947, the year of independence. India got independence in the year of 1947. After that, later on, Indian government realized that only commercial banks are not sufficient. Attend here everybody. ध्यान देना मेरी बात की तरफ, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. I told you that government realized that after independence that no doubt in our India we were having commercial banks, as we discussed in the last lecture, but it was felt that only commercial banks are not sufficient for the economic development of the nation. Why so? Because if you have paid attention even today itself, while talking about commercial banks, I told you that commercial banks as short-term and medium-term source of financing. Got it? It's the other meaning comes out that the commercial banks provide only short-term and medium-term loans. So what about the long-term loans? Because if any country like India, developing country, now think about the 50s, today is 2020, it is a 21st century, but think about the 50s. Yes, after independence, think about the 60s, those 50s and 60s, those years. Think about the situation when India was not like this. India was underdeveloped nation. Then later on, India became developing nation after the NIP, that is New Industrial Policy 1991. Since 1991, our GDP growth started very nice speed, nice growth rate observed, and in the world, the image of India, which was like underdeveloped nation, India became developing nation, and today also India is developing nation. We are very near to become a developed nation. It can be expected like that. Anyway, I was talking about that government realized that only commercial banks are not sufficient. Why commercial banks? Only commercial banks are not sufficient because commercial banks provide only short term and medium term credits or borrowings. So what about the long term borrowings? Because if we talk about the economic development of the nation, the country which is underdeveloped, in such a country, these basic industries, I'm talking about basic industries, so for example, iron and steel industry, cement industry. So these basic industries, their gestation period is very long. Gestation period is very long means what? They take comparatively more time to be established. It takes normally on an average 15 to 20 years or even 25 to 30 years to be established a large scale company. Dear students, but for that they need funds, they need capital, yes or no? And these commercial banks, they provide only short term and medium term loans. So that's why there was a need of such institutions, there was a need of such an institutions which can provide long-term financing, and that's why another form of lending, the another form of institution which can grant long-term loans to the large scale companies, to the basic industries came into market, and today we call them financial institutions. Dear students, public financial institutions are referred to as lending institutions. What did I say? Public financial institutions are referred as lending institutions. Public financial institutions are referred as lending institutions. Development banks or financial industry or the financial institutions. Say for example, we know that IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, or we know that ICICI. So dear students, all these are such financial institutions which provide long-term loans to the larger scale companies or to the basic industries, and they play vital role in the industrial development, or we can say that economic development of our nation. So how it is so important, how their role is so vital, how they are performing such a great role in the industrial development or the economic development the country like India, that we are going to learn in the form of merits, that is merits of financial institutions. I hope you are listening every sentence very attentively. So merits of financial institutions. First one, long-term finance. While discussing the meaning, I already told you about this, that these financial institutions, they provide long-term finance, long-term long term finance provided by the financial institutions or we can say that by industrial banks. Dear students, why so? Because the commercial banks, they do not provide long term loans, they provide only short term and medium term financing. So this role of granting loans for longer period, say about we can say that 25 years, 50 years, or even it can be for 100 years also, that much long term finance. The second point, managerial advice. Managerial advice. Dear students, these financial institutions also provide their managerial advice to the companies. Means what? Say for example, there is a ABC Company Limited, and ABC Company Limited has borrowed long-term finance from a particular industrial bank. Now, this ABC Company Limited, since ABC Company Limited has borrowed the long-term finance, say for example, the crores of rupees has borrowed from a particular financial institutions. So now that financial institutions will provide their managerial advice to that ABC company regarding the utilization of that money borrowed. So this, from the company's point of view, it is the benefit for them, it is merit for them, it is advantage for them that such a great or such a large scale industrial bank or financial institutions, they are providing them managerial advice. Yes or no? So next point which we are going to learn is subscribers of the securities. Subscribers. Third one, subscribers of the securities. Subscribers. 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 Subscribers of securities. Dear students, subscribers of securities. It is another discussion which relates to our issue of shares and debentures. No doubt for raising long-term finance, attend here please everybody, for raising long-term finance, companies issue shares and debentures in the market. थोड़ा ध्यान दीजिएगा मेरी बात की तरफ, अदरवाइज ये पॉइंट आपको तकलीफ देगा, हो सकता है खाली बुक में रीड करने से ना समझ में आए, थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल पॉइंट है. अटेंड प्लीज एवरीबडी, आई वांट योर 100% अटेंशन टूवर्ड्स माय वॉइस. एक एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ, वो एग्जांपल पे ध्यान देना. सपोज ABC कंपनी है. ABC कंपनी ये अभी फॉर्मेशन में है, फॉर्मेशन कंपनी अभी फॉर्म हो रहा है, मीन्स पहले से एस्टेब्लिश कंपनी नहीं है, नई कंपनी है. तो कोई भी नई कंपनी जब लॉन्ग टर्म फाइनेंस रेज करने के लिए मार्केट में शेयर्स इशू करती है, से फॉर एग्जांपल उन्होंने इक्विटी शेयर्स इशू किया या डिबेंचर्स इशू किया. इशू क्यों किया, क्या सोच से किया कि पब्लिक उसको खरीदेगी, और पब्लिक उसको खरीदेगी तो इनको पैसा मिलेगा, इनको मतलब इनको कंपनी को पैसा मिलेगा. फॉर दैट दे हैव इशूड दोज शेयर्स और डिबेंचर्स. बट एज आई टोल्ड यू, दिस कंपनी इज इन फॉर्मेशन. अभी वो कंपनी फॉर्मेशन में है, वो पहले से मार्केट में नहीं है. सो नॉर्मली व्हाट हैपेंस कि ऐसा किसी भी नई कंपनी में पब्लिक इतना आसानी से इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करती है. क्योंकि भाई पहले से उसका नाम नहीं है मार्केट में, इमेज नहीं है, गुडविल नहीं है, और वो कंपनी अभी फॉर्मेशन में है, तो पब्लिक भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करने से डरेगी। आई होप आपको मेरी बातें समझ में आ रही हैं। ये सेम वैसा ही है जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि बेटा सो एंड सो कंपनी है, क्या आप उसके शेयर्स खरीदना चाहेंगे? नाम पूछा, मैंने नाम बताया, तो नाम आज तक आपने सुना ही नहीं है, एकदम नया कंपनी है। तो नॉर्मली इन्वेस्ट करने से पहले वो जो प्रोस्पेक्टिव इन्वेस्टर है, कोई भी पर्सन मतलब द पब्लिक, उस कंपनी का शेयर्स या डिबेंचर्स खरीदने के पहले उसके मन में ये बात तो होगी ना, यार नया कंपनी है, पता नहीं चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा, हो सकता है कल चल के कंपनी डूब जाए तो मेरे तो पैसे डूब जाएंगे, यस और नो। और वहीं पे जो मीन्स कंपेरेटिवली कोई एक एस्टैब्लिश कंपनी है, एस्टैब्लिश कंपनी आई एम सेइंग, से फॉर एग्जांपल हीरो कंपनी, होंडा कंपनी, बजाज कंपनी, टीवीएस कंपनी, रिलायंस कंपनी, टाटा कंपनी, all these are established companies. So when they will issue their shares and debentures in the market, they will get a tremendous response from the public. Agreed or not? Yes, are you getting me what I want to say? That suppose if a new company is issuing shares and debentures, so that company will not get response from the public because it is new, and the public is in fear. They are afraid. Fear of what? That कि हमने अगर अपना पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया तो कंपनी डूब गया तो हमारा भी पैसा डूब जाएगा। लेकिन आज का डेट में कोई भी टाटा के बारे में ऐसा नहीं बोलेगा, कोई भी बजाज के बारे में ऐसा नहीं बोलेगा, यस और नो। कोई हीरो कंपनी के बारे में ऐसा नहीं बोलेगा, होंडा के बारे में नहीं ऐसा बोलेगा, या रिलायंस के बारे में शायद कोई ऐसा नहीं बोलेगा, बिकॉज दे आर ऑलरेडी एस्टेब्लिश्ड कंपनीज। तो सेम थिंग आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ओवर हियर कि जब ऐसा न्यू कंपनीज होती है, सच कंपनीज दोज विच आर इन फॉर्मेशन, और वो जब शेयर्स एंड डिबेंचर्स इशू करते हैं तो ये जो फिनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है वो उनके शेयर्स को या डिबेंचर्स को सब्सक्राइब करते हैं, मतलब ये उनको खरीद लेते हैं। तो यहाँ पे जो सिक्योरिटीज़ बोला है, ये सिक्योरिटीज़ का मतलब क्या हो गया? शेयर्स एंड डिबेंचर्स। एंड सब्सक्राइब करना मतलब क्या? टू परचेज। तो जब ये फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस उनका शेयर्स और डिबेंचर्स को खरीद लेंगे तो इट मीन्स व्हाट? जैसा अभी I am of financial institutions and you are company. You issued shares and debentures and I means what? Financial institutions subscribe किया, मतलब आपका शेयर्स और डिबेंचर्स को हमने ले लिया, खरीद लिया, तो इसके बदले में हमने आपको फंड्स दिया, पैसा दिया। No doubt that a financial institution will become shareholder, but they are providing finance to the companies. Why? Because I told you, because that upcoming company is not getting response from the public. So it is one of the merits of the financial institutions that they subscribe the securities. Securities means their shares and debentures. Next point we are going to discuss underwriters. Dear students, this point is also related to the third one also. Number fourth is underwriters. Underwriters. थोड़ा सा आपको फ्लैशबैक में जाना पड़ेगा। फ्लैशबैक मतलब हमारा जो सेकेंड चैप्टर हमने सीखा था, सेकेंड चैप्टर में आपने सीखा था फॉर्म्स ऑफ बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, और वहाँ पे आपने सीखा था जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी। अगर किसी को वहाँ पे नहीं समझ में आया होगा तो आगे सीखने को मिलेगा। फिर से एक बार, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कंपनी ऐसा चैप्टर है। ये चैप्टर जो चल रहा है अपना सोर्सेस ऑफ बिजनेस फाइनेंस, इसको ख़त्म करने के बाद फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कंपनी ये चैप्टर शुरू होगा। तो वहाँ पे इन डिटेल एक बार फिर से आपको सीखने को मिलेगा जो आपने सेकेंड चैप्टर में सीखा था, फॉर्म्स ऑफ बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, और उसमें आपको बताया गया था अबाउट जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनी। अभी फ़िलहाल मैं जैसा बता रहा हूँ वैसा सुनो और ध्यान में रखो। ओके, अटेंड प्लीज एवरीबॉडी। My dear friends, there are two types of companies, private company and public company. Private company can start their business, ध्यान देना क्या बोल रहा हूँ, private companies can start their business after getting incorporation certificate. Incorporation certificate means the certificate of registration. But public companies cannot start their business unless they get the second certificate, that is a trading certificate. It means what? Public companies require two certificates. Number one, incorporation certificate or the certificate of registration, and the second one, trading certificate. By the way, trading certificate is also known as commencement of business certificate, or we can say certificate of commencement of business. So after getting incorporation certificate, public companies, they go for capital formation stage, and in this stage they issue shares or debentures to the public. Then ROC, that is Register of Companies, ROC, Registrar of Companies issues the second certificate, that is Certificate of Commencement of Business. It is also known as trading certificate. But ROC का तरफ से एक कंडीशन होता है. क्या कंडीशन? उसको बोलते हैं मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन. ध्यान देना क्या बोल रहा हूं, मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन. नॉर्मली ये 90% रहता है. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? सपोज बोला ABC कंपनी जो अभी फॉर्मेशन में है, कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन का स्टेज में है, फर्स्ट टाइम पब्लिक में शेयर्स और डिबेंचर्स इशू कर रहे हैं फॉर रेजिंग फंड्स. तो यहाँ पर ROC मतलब रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ कंपनीज, वो एक कंडीशन रखता है, द कंडीशन ऑफ मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन. वो बोलता है आप जितना भी सिक्योरिटीज इशू कर रहे हैं, जितना भी शेयर्स इशू कर रहे हैं, उसका मिनिमम 90% सब्सक्राइब होना चाहिए. अब आपसे मैं एक सवाल पूछता हूँ कि कोई एक नया कंपनी शेयर्स इशू कर रहा है, क्या पॉसिबल है कि वो पहली बार में ही उसका 90% शेयर्स सब्सक्राइब हो जाए मतलब पब्लिक उसको खरीद ले? इट इज़ पॉसिबल? नो, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. सो ऐसा केस में अब ये कंपनीज को ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस का ज़रूरत होता है जो ये मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन का कंडीशन को पूरा कर सके. बिकॉज जब तक ये मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन का कंडीशन पूरा नहीं करेंगे तब तक उनको ट्रेडिंग सर्टिफिकेट ROC का तरफ से नहीं मिलेगा, और जब तक ट्रेडिंग सर्टिफिकेट ROC का तरफ से नहीं मिलेगा तब तक वो अपना बिजनेस कमेंस नहीं कर सकते, मतलब अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं. सो दैट्स वाई ऐसे समय में financial institutions, they play the role of underwriters. They play the role of underwriters means what? They give guarantee for the minimum subscriptions. They subscribe their shares, and like this condition is fulfilled of minimum subscriptions, and that company is given trading certificate by ROC, and afterwards the company can commence their business. Then guarantee loan, our fifth point of merits is guarantee loan. मैं शॉर्ट में लिख रहा हूँ, आप पूरा लिखेंगे. guarantee loan means what? फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस का तरफ से ये गारंटी लोन भी मिलता है, that they give guarantee, they try to facilitate loans. Financial institutions provide loan guarantees to the industrial units from other banks and financial institutions. The last point which I am going to discuss is loan in foreign currency. Number 6 one is loan in foreign currency. Dear students, it is 6th point of merits of financial institutions which I am going to discuss. हेडिंग सुन के ही समझ में आ रहा है, इजी है. Loan in foreign currencies. These are financial institutions provide loan in foreign currencies to the companies. So it is beneficial for them since they are getting the loan in फॉरेन करेंसीज. तो इसमें बेनिफिट क्या है कंपनीज का? कंपनीज को क्या बेनिफिट मिलेगा? कंपनीज को बेनिफिट ये मिलेगा कि अगर उनको कुछ मशीन्स, कुछ एसेट्स अगर दूसरा कंट्री से इंपोर्ट करना है, तो जाहिर सी बात है अगर इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, सपोज वन इंडियन कंपनी इज इंपोर्टिंग सम मशीन्स फ्रॉम अब्रॉड, फ्रॉम फॉरेन कंपनी. सो नो डाउट कि आप मशीन्स खरीद रहे हैं, तो जब पेमेंट करेंगे तो पेमेंट आपको किस में करना पड़ेगा? फॉरेन करेंसी में, से फॉर एग्जांपल डॉलर में. तो ऐसे टाइम पर जब फॉरेन करेंसी में पेमेंट करने का है तो आपके पास वो फॉरेन करेंसी होना भी तो चाहिए. यस और नो? सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस फैसिलिटी इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द financial institutions, that financial institutions provide loan in foreign currency, and this is helpful for the companies. Then they can make payments to the other countries since they are importing machines from them. That's why that foreign currency will be available to the companies by financial institutions. So dear students, over here I finished this merits of financial institutions. I am going to summarize today's lecture, that what we learned today. As I told you earlier, our main topic still it is same, that is borrowed funds, and under the heading borrowed funds, the subtopic is financial institutions. And first of all, in today's lecture I discussed with you the concept of financial institutions, and later on we discussed the merits of financial institutions. Total 6 points I have covered. The first one which I discussed with you is long-term finance. Second one which I discussed with you today is managerial advice. And third one we discussed over here, that is subscribers of securities. Fourth one I discussed with you just before few minutes, that is underwriters. And fifth one I discussed with you grant loan. And last one just finished, that is loan in foreign currencies. So dear students, like this today we finish the financial institutions also. Okay, I hope that today's lecture you have watched very attentively, you have listened all the sentences very carefully, and simultaneously you are noting down it, means you are preparing your notes also. Okay, so that's all for the day. Thank you very much for kind cooperation, and don't forget to like, comment and share my video lectures. Thanks a lot. Enjoy yourself.